Cancer. Welcome back and thank you for your patience. This is a Cancer relationship reading, no matter who you have on your mind right now. Could be anybody, any kind of relationship. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for mid-May to mid-June 2020. And I really appreciate your patience and hanging in there with me. We're coming back. It's been a bit of a minute and kind of just a challenging time to get things, I don't know, done in every area of life, and also have the space and connection to do readings. Like, you need a space that I haven't kind of had. And I mean like a headspace, especially the past few days. It's been kind of an emotional, I don't know, up and down sort of the past few days. So I'm feeling it. I don't know if it's a planetary thing or just a life thing or a cosmic thing that we're all going through right now. I think we are. But anyway, if you are, I'm with you. But thank you for being here. Let's see what is up, Cancer. Let's see what is up for you during this time, for you and the person that you are thinking about for this reading. So you are in, I'm using the Fountain deck. You're in the energy, Cancer, of the Queen of Cups. So perfect for Cancers, male or female. Wow, you see your person as the Ace of Cups energy. You feel about them the Five of Wands. That is interesting. They're in the energy of the Seven of Wands, so they're in a combative kind of maybe defensive energy themselves, but they see you as the Nine of Coins. Beautiful. Let's do that again. They see you as the Nine of Coins. I love that one. They feel about you the High Priestess. That's how they feel. That's not how they see you. The energy between the two of you is death. Let's not get crazy about that. There's always positive sides to that. The challenge, though, is the Ten of Swords. Something has to be released or moved past in order to complete this cycle. And the advice would be, and I just got this advice for Sagittarius, if you have a Sagittarius connection with somebody, you might want to look at the Sagittarius reading, or if you have another element in your chart that's significant in Sagittarius, you might want to look at the Sagittarius reading, because their obstacle was Knight of Wands. Advice was Knight of Wands as well. Potential outcome, King of Swords, bottom of the deck, Eight of Swords. So yeah, there's still some, complicated energies happening right now for you with this person. So it doesn't mean it's like gonna impact everything. There's a King of Wands kind of charismatic, magnetic energy as well. But the undercurrent is that one or both of you is definitely worried about this, worried what's going to happen. I think that your person is harder to read than you are. I do. I think that maybe you've been able to be a bit more forthright, a bit more honest. It's not that they don't express feelings, because they do, but then other times they hold completely back. Maybe right now they are with the High Priestess. They're trying to trust their instincts over this, but they could be holding back. Okay, let's read it. So you're, excuse me, in this energy of the Queen of Cups. So you actually are connected to your feelings. You are, which is not surprising for a Cancer, male or female. You're connected to your feelings. They're not a mystery to you. Good, bad, or ugly, you're willing to go there. You're kind of like in the mindset, like, why doesn't everybody just go there? Like, bring it. Like, why don't we talk about things? Why don't we go into our feelings? You see them in this like new, fresh start, like that they have emotional passion or connection to something, whether it's a project or whether you think that they have the potential to bring that in this relationship, or they're bringing it somewhere in their life. You see them as having an ignition, a new start of emotions. You see them as maybe being a creative person. You're feeling some conflict with that, though. Are they sharing that with you? Are you getting that expression to you? You see them as this Ace of Cups, that they have that potential, that they're overflowing with the potential, or they maybe have expressed emotion to you in the past. But right now it feels conflicty. It feels like a battle. It feels like a strain. They're on lockdown with their emotions. They're mysterious. They only give you a piece of the puzzle. They could be in a defensive stance, Seven of Wands. What are they defensive about? They're kind of saying no to something right now? Are they in their head as well? And with the Eight of Swords. The obstacle is the Ten of Swords. So for one or both of you, something has gone down, either like a betrayal or a reason for one or both of you to feel resentment, maybe past rejection. Something definitely has gone down more than once to have caused this dynamic and obstacle between the two of you. There is a Five of Wands. There was at some point a falling out in the communication, or the banter of, like trivial, petty things that you have fought over, or bigger things that are showing up as an obstacle to this relationship. The advice, as the Knight of Wands would say, tapping into the heart center, tapping into the emotional, playful side. That doesn't mean ignore things that went wrong and overshoot that, and that you should be like the one rushing out and kind of showing your emotions. No, I don't think that. Your person's being very mysterious, and a transformation needs to occur with the Death card. So there needs to be something learned, something acknowledged, with the undercurrent of the King of Swords and your person's energy of the High Priestess. They may not be emoting right now. Neither of you might be really sharing. You might be both in kind of this protective mode. It almost makes me feel like the energy of too much in your heads or too much in your egos. Like, who would even be the one to share first? They're kind of blocking. They see you as being fairly independent right now, that you're not rushing out to connect. And I also think that in some respects, and we're going to clarify this, your person Cancer may be feeling like, if I could put words to it, that they may be feeling like, what happened to Cancer? My Cancer, used to be so right there for me. My Cancer used to be so nurturing all the time and so expressive and connecting and pulling me out of my shell. Well, that's like that crazy dynamic. Like, do you really need to fix people at this point? Don't you want to be more independent? Do we really need to fix the people that can't connect to their emotions, that brooding air energy? I'm not kiboshing all airs. You might have air in your chart. But if somebody was like a disconnect on their emotions and you were the one in the Queen of Cups energy trying to pull that out of them, that gets tiresome. And then you are doing all the work. And then you're not getting your fair share. And no, you can't be the fixer. That becomes a codependent thing. So if they're blocking right now, they might be feeling like they need a little bit of space, or they don't want to go back to the way things were, or there's more to this puzzle than they're revealing right now that needs to be known in order to complete it. But I do believe there's a release that maybe needs to happen by one or both of you. To release it, it just feels like one or both of you is locked up in some kind of hurt or resentment, and definitely not connected to the, real warm and fuzzy, passionate side of this that was there or could still be there. Let's pull a couple oracles from Mystic Moon for your side and their side. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus from mid-May to mid-June 2020. Surrender. Communication. So there's definitely a block. What are you surrendering to? What do you need to surrender to, Cancer? Your emotions, because they're so painful right now. They're just you're almost blocking them too. You're in a conflict with yourself. I think you're more in a conflict with yourself. Do I communicate? Do I surrender to my emotions? What do I give into? What do I let go of? I'm going to pull you one more. It sounds very conflicting to me. Yes. Healing. If you're doing that already, you're right on the money. There needs to be a healing. There needs to be a surrendering, a healing of the wounds associated with this. Like I said, There needs to be a purging and a let go of resentment. There needs to be a healing. Somebody felt really hurt or betrayed or at a loss by this. There needs to be a healing of that before you can communicate. I think the communication that needs to happen is with yourself before it can be with another person. On the other person's side, awakening. Yeah, for sure. They could be going through an awakening with a feeling of the High Priestess. They need to, at least. If they are not. I don't know. They see you as being very confident, beautiful, and self-sufficient. Whatever energy you think you're putting out there. They're trying to go through an awakening, or they need to. Yeah, and this is kind of a pseudo-karma, a little bit for almost like the Hermit. So this is very consistent. They need to be seeking right now. They need to be working on healing some of their own wounds. I think you're mirroring each other, truthfully. I think that you both need to go through some healing, searching. I think that you might be maybe a step or two ahead of them on the awakening side, on the awareness side. I think you both need to go through some healing for sure, but they still have to awaken. They still have to awaken. They feel about you, the High Priestess, so they definitely know that there's a soul connection there. And death would mean a transformation, healing has to happen before this could possibly transform. And you both are too much in your egos right now, I can tell you that. That's my feeling too. There's a bit of ego operation here. Okay, hang on, please. You've been in my dreams. So as they process, they may be really thinking about you on another plane. Let me see, what is this other card? Hang on, please. Oh, very simply put, I still love you. So Cancer, you've been in my dreams and I still love you is extremely positive soul messages from them. They feel the need to go through an awakening in order to transform this period of connection. To transform this connection, they would have to awaken and heal and get higher insight. You need some awakening and healing too, but it's not as much awakening as it is healing. Yeah, so this is very straightforward. I am going to pull one more oracle message kind of card from Seeking Within deck. Cancer, mid-May to mid-June. And the time is fluid, so you know whenever you come to this reading is the right time. Grief. This newest bout of grief is an opportunity to heal. Exactly. Turn inward and explore those pathways grief created in your body. Your clenched stomach, your tensed shoulders. Years of unattended grief took up residence, and your mind wrapped itself in the stories. Today, have mercy and attend to your sorrow. Open your heart, unburden your mind, and weep if you have to. This is a man with his head in his hands. I don't know if now you can see it if I point to it. So something needs to be purged and released here with this, the Ten of Swords. Okay, so definitely the Ten of Swords is a time to really figure out how you feel you were hurt, but more than that, are you harboring resentment that needs to be healed? What do you need to grieve and let go of? And that, my Cancer family, is what you have to surrender. You have to surrender any resentment, whatever you're harboring, because you're in the beautiful soul energy of Queen of Cups. And you could be feeling these feelings very deeply, and they could be affecting you that way. So that is not a bad thing. It's putting you not blocked off from that, but in touch with that. So you need to feel those feelings before you can let them go. Blocking those feelings will only keep you stuck in that bad energy, and it will prevent you from transforming out of this blocked connection. This connection has some blocks associated with it right now. As beautiful as some of these energies are, and they are, there are blocks associated with it that involve, and this is your reading, so can't speak to what they need to do, although the messages would say they still have emotions and they need some awakening and healing of their own. For you, it's definitely a needing to let go of those hurt parts of yourself. Look at why you have them. Look at the reason for them. You know, when we get these locked up, resented, hurt parts, they're just protecting us. They're protecting us from feeling even deeper wounds about something. But when we squash it down, we get locked into that phase and we get locked into growth, ungrowth or lack of growth. So communicate with those soul parts of yourself. Look at what they have to tell you. Work on whatever healing needs to come forth. Release and surrender anything that you're holding on to that's not in your higher good. And that's really the message of this reading. It can only be good for you. And let this person do whatever they need to do. They're doing whatever they need to do. But there is an energy of care and love still here. And whether they're connecting with you in the 3D, they're connecting with you on some level for sure. And that could be where your side is also picking up this communication. There's communication trying to come through, and you feel that because you're such an intuitive, advanced soul yourself. You feel that they are, the Ace of Cups have that potential, but there's way more that has to happen here before that could be, making sense. So please work on you here. Feel the feelings if you have to release them and heal them. And if it feels like loss or grief, feel that too. Okay? It's really a beautiful reading, Cancer. Really is a beautiful reading. It really, truly is. So I wish you well with that. Please stay well. And we'll see you soon. Thanks for being here. Take care.